Hi, this is Malene here from India. I'm on my spiritual journey here in India, Kovalam, and it's about how I can find meaning in my life, how I can develop my loveability and the love for myself as the person I am. And a part of this is I want to learn more about this love and how I have the ability to love, also to love as I said, the person that I really am, and to know myself better and love the life I have. So as a part of this, I want to interview and welcome Mariann Thygesen, who is a psychologist and a mentor of this project, but now she is the specialist, and I want to interview her about this loveability and how she defines it and how you can use it as and know more about it as you are in a relationship or as a couple, or just as you want to learn more about how this love to yourself and love to life as an overall phenomenon and an overall love to the life you have. And Mariann has worked a lot with this love ability, and so I want to ask her some questions. And first of all, I want to welcome you, Mariann. And the third thing I want to ask you about is how you define this loveability and overall concept.
Loveability, it was my final issue on my education as a psychologist for 20 years ago, and I've been working with that subject in my whole working life, and in my clinic with my clients, both single and in workshops and with couples there. And I started up with this issue about loveability to find out can you talk about love as an ability? Ability that can be more or less in ourselves. And yes, we all know from psychology that our loveability is affected of our childhood and our relation to our caretakers, mothers and fathers and so on, and we are being more and more aware of how much we are affected from our genes and what we have with us. But then this loveability, I'm just looking at your relationship as a core, your relationship to a male-female part. As when you was a child, how was your relationship to your mother, and how was your relationship to your father, and how was the relationship in between your mother and father? How did they treat each other? Was they arguing all the time? Was a good atmosphere in your home where you can feel safe and secure and know that they will understand you if you wasn't feeling well? Or was it difficult to be yourself there, or did you need to fight a lot to get the attention? So if you were sad, did you cry in your own room or whatever? So this relationship between mother, father and you as a little child is, the triangle around how your ability to love is looking like. And okay, there could be a sister is taking over, grandmother, grandfather is taking over some of the functions, so it can be, it's very individual how it is. But this triangle of caregivers is a part of you when you grow up, and it's a part of your loveability. Okay. And it can be less or big, like some is very good to play piano, and other is not so good and must play or practice very much. It's a little bit like ability. Some is better to lovability, and other is not so good at it. And what is lovability then? What can you say? How can you describe it? And then I can talk about higher kind of love and a lower kind of love, and I defined it as instinctive love. We all know the instinctive love, as we fall in love and we just want to be with our partner or the man or woman we fall in love with all the time. And in that state we just want to take the other, be together with the other all the time, and get very jealous, very angry if the other part is together with the other person or whatever, and insecure too. You know, it's the more instinctive part of love, and it's very good too. It's like a kickstart on the relationship, hopefully. You very often get attracted in another person, another male or female, for what you have in yourself. For me, I have a male part called Artemis from Jung's psychology, and I got attracted in a man who's looking like a little bit my own male part inside me. I can, for example, tell that when I was younger, I was attracted to a man who was sailing, because I'm really attracted to water and I want to sail myself. And then he helped me to coming into this sailing. But it doesn't work on a consciousness level. It works as attraction, as a projection. And actually, it's a way we are going to be whole as a whole person. We're going to integrate I'm going to integrate my male part, and the man is going to integrate the female part. That's actually what's the whole game about, on a psychological developing way of looking at it. That's what I think. There's many ways to go to see this. So the thing is that on a lower level of like lovability, it's more instinctive behavior, where you get attracted and fall in love, and in the sexual part very much, and it's very loving and wonderful. But it's a way of loving yourself. Love me to love myself, you can say that. And if it works very well, it can be a kickstart to a more lovability or a love relationship on a higher level. And what does it mean with a higher level? It means that you want to give to make the other person happy. Not only as a deal that if I make you happy, then you make me happy. No, it's more with the heart. I really want to give you that present. I want to make you happy. And I don't do it so I get angry if you don't give me back the same. I do it because I really feel and I get happy to give you this present. That's like Jesus. He say this. It can be Jesus or Buddha or whatever. That you like to give. It gives you pleasure to give, and you want the other person to be happy. So that's a kind of higher kind of lovability, and yeah. So we know that you can meet people that's kind to everyone, and they're very pleasant to be in a relationship with, but be nearby, because they treat everybody in the same way. And it's mostly person who have developed their lovability on a higher level, and they want to be in this loving, kind atmosphere. And they treat themselves in the same way, because that's another part of lovability. How do you treat yourself? And it's always more difficult to treat yourself in a proper way than treat others. As a psychologist, when I sit in my clinic and talk with people, and people realize how bad they really treat themselves. And I compare the way they treat themselves with the way they treat the. If I see what if you was doing the same to your sister or your child, how would they react on what you're saying and doing? And then they can suddenly understand, wow, am I really doing this to myself? How can I be so cruel? And they can tell you, okay, my sister would react like this, or my child will react like this, but do you react in the same way? Yes, I do. I do react in the same way. And then they really understand why they cry or feel sad or don't want to talk about it or whatever. But that very many people are not conscious about the way they treat themselves, the words they say to themselves all the time, the hitting they do, you didn't do this, why didn't you do this, and it's too bad, and so on and so on. And if they get aware about that and treat themselves in a more loving way, then it really gives bigger lovability and more peace and love and happiness in their mind. So instead of waking up and saying, oh, this is a terrible day, how can I manage this day and how can I survive in some way, then it can be more, wow, what do I feel like, what can I do? Oh, it's really interesting, I'm going to have this conversation with this and this, wake up in a more happy, peaceful way. But everybody would like to have that in their life, but that's the part about lovability to support yourself with loving habits and be aware of how you can support yourself and your body in a good way. And here in Scandinavia, where we are coming from, now we're in India, but in Scandinavia, where we're coming from, we have a very old Christian background, where it's good to sacrifice yourself for others. And if others don't sacrifice themselves for me, then I get angry. And I get, it's too bad, I did this and she didn't do this for me, and it's very, and then you become a victim. And it's very difficult to get out of, you make yourself as a victim. And that reason why it's really important to take care, to take a responsibility for your own body and your own soul and your own happiness. And that's a big part about the lovability. And that's how you are with your lovability inside yourself. It defines or shows how you are in a relationship.
Because I want to actually talk about how some people have a higher level of this lovability, maybe because of their relationship to the parents, or maybe just the way they have gives a care, they take care of themselves in the childhood and so growing up in the adulthood. But how can you develop this? Talk about that you can do something to feel good for yourself, but how can you develop this lovability? What can you do for yourself or just what can you make to know more about how I love myself and how would I develop this lovability, so I can say to myself, oh, I have this opportunity every morning I wake up, I don't feel bad today because I have to think about the good things in my life. How can maybe I or somebody else develop this feeling?
We all know from psychology that people who haven't had a good childhood, who have been abused, or the parents haven't been there for them in many ways, they don't have so much trust. They develop not to have so much trust to life, and in many ways they grown up and know that need to survive, to conquer the world, not to conquer the world, but to live in the world, and they're not trusting so much. So if you come to them in a loving way and want to give them something or talk with them, they're suspicious. What do she want from me, and what I don't believe, are not able to receive the good things you want to give, if you want to give them good things. And that's the thing about if your lovability is not so high, it's very difficult to change, because what you attract of people, it is difficult to have a good life, because you don't believe in the good things in life. You believe you need to fight for good things. You need to be a fighter. You need to take the good things in life. And so trust is very important. And they have not developed receiving as a possibility to receive the good things. So they need to work with, open up, and try to trust. But how can you do that if you didn't was very good survivor, you wasn't here today? So that's really a big thing. And I've been working with people who have had really bad childhoods. I always try to find islands. Islands of good relations, good relation to a grandmother, to a teacher in school, a neighbor who took them into warm chocolate or whatever, and try to build a relationship to me with the good things, so they can have trust, because that's the key issue about lovability and about developing lovability again. That you can trust in some other people, so you can allow yourself to receive love again, and take down defenses. So what there is a factor in lovability is how much do you trust the world, how much are you open to the world, how good are you to receive love from others. You can all be have difficulties to receive different kind of things. We can be shy, or we can be embarrassed, or we can do many things, but then we can still practicing it to developing our receiving abilities to love. But then in the other part, there is another part of lovability. Is to give. Both to give and receive is very important in lovability. So some people can be very good at receiving. Maybe they have really good parents who give them a lot, and they didn't need to give so much back. They just received and received and received. Such people can have difficulty to give. Normally it comes from many people that you really feel like giving again if you receive very much. But both qualities is important. And you can develop it like when you playing piano, you're practicing Loveability. But first of all, you need to be aware about yourself. Where are you strong in your ability, and where are you weak, or where do you not? I will not call it weak. Where do you have potential? Because that potential you can develop, and that's really wonderful to see your potential, that you can be able to love even more. So work with this potential, but it's really important to be aware about yourself, and in relationship to take responsibility for yourself in all relationships. And so it's a developing, practicing way, and then this forgiveness is also really important. Instead of somebody have hurt you or whatever, instead of hurt them back, really find out, okay, now I got actually really hurt, and why did it hurt me? Find out, and then take care of your little child inside yourself. Actually, our feelings and our body is like small children. They tell you can say that. You can say that I don't know. Somebody who said that we have many child inside ourselves, and it's children who have been given the love and care so they can grow. But we have a possibility to give that love and care ourselves so we can grow, so we can develop. But it's very good to treat yourself, body and your soul, mind, and see them like children. Writing diary is very good, because then you're being aware of, am I feeling this and this and this, and you can talk to this part of yourself, or being aware you have that part of yourself. But going in a process with the psychologist to work with this area or workshop. But all of us are in a very intense process in our relationship, because there is always problems where you can see what is my part and what is the others, even though it's really always difficult to see. Yeah,
so it sounds like the first part is really to be aware of who you are and be aware of your potentials instead of seeing as limitations, and be open to what the world brings, and be open to see that I need to develop more if I want to have more love, or to be open to give more love. And so you have this balance between loving and giving, as you talk about. And that all people really have the potential to develop this. Instead of see that I don't have the seeing as a victim. I can feel like many people, and myself, see that, oh, I don't deserve this. But see that every people really deserve this love, and I need to take the step to get it and to benefit from it.
That's really right. And one thing I think that's very important in love and lovability is to see the ability to receive as an equal quality as the ability to give. As we all receive, we all know how wonderful it is to give a present or a loving word or whatever to a person who really takes it in. So both sides is equal, very important ingredients in a good ability to love.
I think I've got some answers. Thank you so much, Mariann, for being here. And